and we head into this week against Florida, a very talented team. Have a lot of parts. One of the few teams in America where you have to guard 5 guys on a consistent basis. Moving offense with the ball screens, guys that can shoot the ball, 40% from the three-point line, dribble penetrating. Patrick Young's really improved his offensive game, playing well. Murphy's playing at an MVP level, so very talented team.
The 2 games you won against them last year, are they much value to you this year to look at them, or is this a different Florida team, different Tennessee team?
We watch the game we played them here, then you go back and watch at third place. They tweaked a few things offensively at third place. So you watch film from that standpoint, because if they had success doing something, I'd imagine they go back to it the same way we would. But it's a different year. They playing at a higher level. I think defensively they're really shutting guys down. Offensively, they're making shots, they're making plays. Still the same team offense, they can score the basketball. Yeah.
Are they a better team this year, do you think, in any way?
We're about to find out. You watch them on TV. The way they defend, you have to say so. But I thought they had the parts to be a Final Four team last year as well. But I think defensively, I would say so. But offense, they still scoring the ball. Yeah.
Coach, you're pretty famous for one game at a time, even keel. Can you just talk about the value of trying to have that mentality tomorrow night and with your team? But do you anticipate any problems keeping it in focus? And you guys have worked so hard to get to this point, and now this is the kind of game.
Well, I say it all the time as a coach. But, as players, they read and they see what they need to see. I mean, they identify certain games, situations, matchups, the exposure of games, ESPN game, the lights. You're talking about a potential Final Four team coming in, a team that you feel like you beat. You have a great opportunity to continue to enhance your profile as an NCAA tournament team. So they understand that part. But for us, as a coaching staff, one game at a time, let's do everything in our power to win this particular game. Which is easier said than done, because the emotions, the adrenaline, you're coming off 4 overtime wins, 5 games in a row. All those things create a level of energy and I guess somewhat of a swagger for a young guy in this day and age. But it's part of it. I'd rather be on the winning side than losing.
Coming off a slow start that you guys had at A&M, how important, given the environment that's expected tomorrow night, is it to maybe jump on them early?
Well, you always want to jump on them. You have to give the opposing team credit for the slow start for whatever reason. I thought we shot some quick shots at A&M and didn't have the spacing and the movement offensively. But you have to give those guys credit for whatever they did. For us, you want to get off to a good start. You want to be aggressive. But good starts, that means you're making your shots, and then you have a level of confidence and the offense is flowing. That's the most important thing, to get off to a good start. You got to get stops, because if you're not making shots, they can't make baskets either.
Given that Florida's pretty thin right now on their bench, Frazier out, Get out, and their struggles on the free throw line, does that make you want to ratchet up your physicality even more and try to make it kind of like just a grittier game as opposed to up and down?
Well, we always want to play a physical style game without fouling, But if they only have 6 good players, they still can play. So it's not a case of let's let these guys shoot open shots. We have to play the way we're capable of playing. That's the most important thing. And I'm not really concerned with how many guys they have on the floor, because they know how to play, and they'll put themselves in a position to win games. And they've played really with 7 for the most part since you get been down. So they have guys. I know guys that they sit on their bench that are talented players, probably young, but they're still talented. So for us, we're not going into a game thinking, well, they got 6 guys. They got a heck of a ball club. That's the most important thing we're thinking about.
Does it kind of make it a wash, though, the fact that you're coming off 4 overtime game in Texas and they have a thin bench, so this is kind of evens out in the end?
Well, technically, we're not fatigued. It was just a game, so we got to go battle.